that's you. 3 takes, not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take, stop me. 4 takes, that's you. 3 takes, not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take, you got me.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cobb and Dash Show. It's probably one of our most highly anticipated Cobb and Dash shows we've had in a really long time. Cobb, Tasia, we got our guest Tasia and ZT coming on tonight as well. He said he'll be on a little later. But lots of stuff to get into this week. I mean, I know some people were asking me what the thumbnail. I mean, the thumbnail was kind of different than what we usually have for the Cobb and Dash Show, and everyone was asking me what that was all about. And so usually we do takeaways from the previous week, but we're going to jump right into the main takeaway of week 7. And that takeaway is an owner who I just beat this week, actually. He had to leave for pretty much most of that game, almost made a comeback in that game, lost ultimately. But Paul texted me this weekend, and I'm not gonna editorialize anything he has to say. I'll even go to text messages and read them verbatim, so I'm not misjudging or mischaracterizing what he's saying at all. But yeah, Paul texted me this week saying this will be his last season in the BL Plus. Keep in mind he's in the playoffs right now. He's in the top 6, and he's saying he's out of the league. He doesn't want to be in the league anymore. He thinks the scoring is wonky. Doesn't like IDPs. He says that he wants IDPs gone. Kicker's gone because his dynasty league does it, which he just started like a year ago. He wants us to base a league that's been around for 12 plus years to base our league standings, our league scoring on his dynasty league that he just started like a year ago. So makes no sense. Anyway, I could go to the text just to read it, so I'm not mischaracterizing or misjudging it, because I know if Paul does come on, he's gonna have a few things to say. He's already commenting on Facebook. So we'll start at the beginning. So Sunday, my team's losing. This is where I think it may have come from. My team's losing. I text in the group message. I go, good game, dude. Your boys got me good. He goes, don't do the anti-jinx. A lot of football left to play, man. I didn't respond because usually when I send my reverse jinxes, I send them. I don't respond back after that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't, like, that undoes your thing, you know.
And he called it an anti-jinx first off. You know what? Like, if you are going to lead the league, it's probably good. It's probably better off anyways. You should know by now it's called a reverse jinx, not an anti-jinx. You're not in the BL Plus if you're calling it the other thing. I'm just kidding. Then he texts me at 5:45. Mahomes is about to throw for 600 yards. This is about the halftime of the Chiefs game. I make my comeback. My response ain't crazy. And then about an hour after that 600 yards text, I get a text from Paul. I think I'm done with this league, man. The wonky scoring, bums constantly going crazy against me, not being able to have trade negotiations with half the league. I'm not enjoying it, and I'm in too many leagues as it is. My response, are you serious? Dude, you can't bail. That's so weak. You can't quit because Romeo Dobbs scored a touchdown. His response, I could play out the season, but yeah, I think I'm done. I haven't really felt like I've had fun at all this season. I go, wow. Okay, man. Losing with 30 seconds left by 2 yards last week was the final straw, not Dobbs. I was like, you do know you trade picks into the future, so you'd owe for future years. Just next year, that's fine. Whoever gets my team will be fine. They'll have good keeper options. I even also went over, so saying, and this is, and you guys can, I want to hear your feedback after this. If you are indeed out next year, no more trades for you this year. I have sent your roster to a few prospects. I got one guy who's contract pending right now. This guy's going to take over. This guy's going to be for the long haul. And I said many league owners are extremely disappointed in the out-of-nowhere nature of all this. No one had any idea this was coming. Must be something in the water in Alexandria between you and Barry, because Barry and the other owner who left, the most recent owner who left. That's fair. And wasn't planning to trade anymore anyway. Those owners can talk to me if they want to.
About trades or other things?
I think in general.
No, I'm kidding.
I said, let's say you win this year, you're still out. Yeah, I think I'd still be out. I don't really like a few things about this league. The scoring is wonky, 3 IDPs, and kicker is so random. It's often a 15-point swing in matchups that we might as well be rolling dice. I know these are foundational things in this league that make it unique. I just come to the conclusion it's not for me. I say we voted on positional IDPs for next year. Yeah, it's still 3 spots. I'm in 12 other leagues. I'm trying to cut it out down to 5 next year so I can really focus on the ones I like and care about. My Dynasty League, I took kickers and defense out completely. Again, a Dynasty League that you just started a year ago, that's totally different. I gave him a thumbs up. He said it was a fun run. Whoever takes over the organization will be much better off than recent new owners because he's got a better team than some of the new teams. Oh, I agree. And then, yeah, so the picks he's traded away, he was his first and his 10th round pick. Cobb, he has Cobb 7, he has Alex as 8. And then today,
Traded those away, huh?
His first and his 10, yeah.
In a league where you can't get trades done.
That's we're gonna tackle that issue in a second here because some of his stuff just makes no sense here. Anyway, so then yesterday at 6:40 did not respond to it. If I'm gonna pay, I might as well play. Maybe I should finish out next season, then retire. That's not
committal on that one too. He said maybe in that sentence.
Maybe I should finish out next season, then retire. Because there's actually 2 not committals. It's if I'm gonna pay, I might as well play, and then maybe I should finish out next season, then retire. Didn't respond. Then 8:50 this morning. Also, if I can't trade, I feel like last place finish punishment is not fair to apply in that event. Understandable to protect future team value, but also a major disadvantage for this season. You've made a million trades already. You have the whole Seattle Seahawks receiver depth chart in your team. That's on you. You played. I mean, this guy talks like he's never done trades in this league before. Dude, he makes trades with everybody. I think we could look at how many trades he's done this year. I think he's probably top 3, 100%. He's easily top 3. So anyway, if you look back at the history, I'll let you guys get it. I've talked too much. Look at the history of this league when we've had an owner who said he was probably out. Nick Burton being the first person to do this. He said he was probably going to be out. Once I heard that, I stepped in. And I had Ruben take over his team midway through, and that was it. I mean, no questions asked. That was it. It's a keeper league, and we want to have people in the league who want to be in the league. Paul's already made it clear he does not want to be in the league. So, and there's already a rule that he has to pay for the next year anyways. So, just because he's going to pay next year does not mean he's going to stay. We're not going to let him stay on for one more year. We're probably going to have to let somebody else take over that team, and he's going to have to pay because that's the rule. And he said he's quitting. So either way, he's quitting this year or next year. But that's fine. You're just gonna pay for that next year, and you're out. I mean, that's it. Finish out this year. Clean up your lockers. You still you it's like a team they cut a guy who they still owe money to. You still got to pay it. You're cutting them. You still got to pay it.
Yeah, but we would be the organization in that.
Yeah, but it's the opposite of the situation. He has
Okay.
to pay the organization. Well, it's actually in news when you leave your contract. I had to have a buyout. So when I left from Lansing to Maryland, I broke my contract 2 years, right? I had to pay a fee to get out of that contract to break it. So I mean, he has at least a 1-year lease that he's breaking.
But you got to leave though, right? That's like saying if I reserve a table and I have to.
But he's saying regardless, he's saying he's leaving, whether it's now or then. I mean, he's leaving. There's no buts. We're not arguing the semantics about this. He's leaving. So, I mean, it's up to the discretion of the league to say, hey, you know what? You are out. That's it. He's out. He's finishing out this year. Great. I wish him the best.
And we're making him pay next year.
Yeah. I mean, he has to. By law, he has to. By league law, he has to.
If he leaves.
He is leaving.
You're kicking him out now, though.
No, I'm not. Dude, we're talking about Paul right now. Why are you talking about my commissioning right now?
I'm putting myself in his shoes, dude. If I say I'm not leaving anymore, then I'm not leaving. Therefore, your policy's out the door.
I would say if someone takes over his team, and we'll get to this mid-season, at this point, that person should be responsible for the buy-in next year. It's not like Yags and ZB are taking over a new team.
I'm not kicking Paul out this year. Paul's going to finish out the season this year. I'm not kidding. But
his last text said I'm going to stick around next year, though.
If we found a person,
if I'm gonna play, I might as well. If I'm gonna pay, I might as well play. Maybe I should finish out next season, then retire. That's not me. I'm not letting.
Well, I know it sucks. I don't like that either. But
this ain't last dance, dude. It's out. Last chance, and his last chance was to stay in the league forever, or you're out. And no one put a gun to his head to trade the first round pick away.
I look. I'm not defending that at all. But it's like if I put money down for a table, I call the company and I'm like, hey. is that deposit refundable? I'm not coming. And they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, fuck it, fine, I'll go then. I'll go to my table. They're like, well, you can't anymore because you said you almost didn't want to come, and now you were going to give your table away and take your money.
It's not the same thing. It's bad comparison, actually. Not the same thing.
It is though, because I'm still showing
not.
up. I'm going against my will.
You can't compare a one-night fucking thing to a year-long thing. What are you talking about, dude?
I'm going to end up fulfilling my pre-existing obligation for that event. I'm going. I don't want to go anymore. I made that clear, but I'm still going to go. You can't say you can't come anymore to me now because I'm like, wait, what? Like, I think
it's a really bad comparison, but let's talk about the text and Paul's thing because this is going nowhere with you.
All right. Well, how about Cobb responds to it then? Because you're obviously like one behind here. I mean,
if we got an owner mid-season, I would let him off the hook. That owner could pay for his dues next year because he's coming.
Oh, it's different. That's a different ballgame altogether, though.
That's kicking him out altogether right now, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if someone takes over, they're getting almost like the majority, half a season. They're not paying for this year. They'll pay for next year, though.
I mean, yeah, the press has already been sent. Ruben took over.
I don't want someone this year that's not in. That's just stupid.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with all that.
So you'd rather me kick him out this year and to let somebody else take over his team, and then he hasn't to cover next year's dues.
If that's what his sentiment is right now, yeah.
So I'll give him the option.
That's more fair because he's saying I'm only going to play next year if I have to pay. So it's okay. Well, we have a scenario where you don't have to pay anymore, but you have to leave now. It's like it's like you can't keep eating your food. Give me your fucking plate. Like no more bites. Give me your plate, and you don't have to pay for this meal anymore.
Yeah,
buffet's over.
Yeah, I think that's fine because this guy would come in and he'd be all about it. This guy talked to him at a wedding this weekend. I barely knew the guy. Guy knew all about our fucking league. Kid was all about it. I was like, hey, the next time we have an opening, we'll talk about it. I didn't know it was gonna be the next fucking day, but it happened that way.
I think it's a fair thing because there's two scenarios, right? For him, just looking at Paul's perspective, right? He paid this year already. He doesn't want to play next year. But he also doesn't want to pay not to play. So then he'd be out 2 dues. He's already not having fun. So if he leaves now, he gets to salvage next year's dues, lose this year. So he's only out 1 year's entry. But if he stays, he's got to spend another year and a half in a league that he said multiple times he's not having fun with.
Yep.
But he has to pay 2 dues for that. So it's like you're losing something no matter what, dude. He would just I want to play both years and leave afterwards.
That's not happening because you're already saying you're done. You're halfway out the door. He played his hand on this one actually. I mean, he probably should have lied.
Well, let's go back. Can we go back to the reasons now? Now we talked about that. Let's go. We kind of did this backwards. You should have just taken this step by step. Can we go back to? Can you list his initial reasons for wanting out again?
The initial reason before he listed the wonky stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that wasn't that part of it.
That's before. His initial reason was bums scoring on him.
Okay. Well, yeah. Start from. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Start from there.
Okay. Yeah. Initial reason: wonky scoring, bums constantly going crazy against me, not being able to have trade negotiations with half the league.
And kickers and defense.
Okay. Let's go one by one here. Bums going nuts on you. Don't play fantasy football then. That's not a fucking BL plus thing. Don't play. Don't bet. Don't watch because you might watch a game with your favorite team where some bum fucking takes a kickoff return for a touchdown and you lose while you're wearing your stupid fucking jersey. Yep. So don't watch sports, don't bet, and don't play fantasy. So there's that.
Hey, he had Barry in his house. Barry was preaching that to him all year. I mean,
that's a league. That's a fantasy thing, not a league thing. So that's a whack reason to blame this league for a rando scoring a lot of points in a fantasy football league, which is fucking luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll take it in a few different directions. So one, the losses I've had this year have blown. Adam had an IDP go for 30 on me. Alex had a last hour sub for his quarterback and ended up winning him the game.
Ugh.
ZB actually scored points against me, and I had 80 points on my bench against Hotch. Like, it's at no point was I like, oh, this is the worst thing. Like, this league sucks. It's just like he's also his top 5 points for. He's also top 2 points against, and he's still in a playoff spot. What? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. And the wonky scoring stuff also makes no sense. I guess we'll get to that, but like
we can go to that one next if we're done with the bum goes off on me one, because that's
just like it happens. I don't like it hasn't fallen your way yet. Maybe I guarantee you we could go back to multiple weeks where that's happened, where he's had a bum that goes off. I mean, you also have half the Seattle team on your roster, so like I don't get it. It's just ridiculous. And wonky scoring, like we have scoring updates every year. Like, when has he ever suggested a rule change?
And also on top of that, though, he was also the beneficiary of one of the best rules that we had, which was the 3-point bonus for 100-yard rushers, and he never won with that. And he had Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and who's his third running back? Saquon?
Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, dude, and we did 3-point bonuses for 100 yards rushing up until like last year. We got rid of that. So he had 3 years of that, or 4 years, whatever, how long he was in the league.
What's so wonky about the scoring? I helped develop the scoring. So I think I'll take this personally.
The only thing I can think of is 6-point passing touchdowns. But
okay, well, but that's not that wonky. There's a lot of 6-point passing touchdowns.
Yeah. I don't get it. And
the
like
15 yard. Some people like half-point PPR. Okay.
Yeah.
But we compensate for that by giving it 15 yards for receivers. Like it's when you look at, actually, I tell people this all the time. When you look at like rankings, like pre-draft rankings, look at both PPR and half-point PPR, because it's like we're like in between those things. Actually, like we're very close. If you do like someone's projections for half-point PPR for a player and then take like our actual scoring, they're very, very close because of the 15 yards per point for receiving. It's not that wonky. It's like not, and this isn't your first year in it. Like I'm in a league where it's like really weird scoring. You get like the bonuses for like certain like long plays, and like it's really weird. But you know what? I'm in first place in that league now because I have 3 years to fucking adjust, and this isn't my first time playing. Wonky scoring, I don't get. Kicker and defense, like, isn't that like default still, or no?
Yeah. I mean, the dynasty reason makes no sense, because what dynasty league has defense and kickers? That doesn't make, like, at least the ones I know of don't do. So that's not a valid, like, oh, I took them out of my dynasty league.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. And then that's like the IDPs. Like, we got rid of team defenses, went to IDPs. I've enjoyed IDPs more, but that's why we went to positional IDPs to kind of, again, a middle ground. So people aren't just paying a bunch of linebackers that can get 6 and 7s all the time. But
I mean, my safety's gotten me like 15 3 weeks in a row, right?
That's key. I think Patrick, I'm ready for some of that.
And Paul, just for the record, Paul outscored me. His defense and kicker outscored my defensive kicker last week. So by a lot too. So
yeah, and more. It sounds like the 12 leagues is more of like that's getting to him, and it's more of like in general hasn't had fun with fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
12 leagues is ridiculous. I'm in 5 and I feel incredibly overwhelmed.
Yeah. I'm in 8 or 9, and yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I heard from a pretty good source that he's paid. Actually, the guy's coming on right now. ZT. We're talking about Paul, his exodus of the league.
Jesus, you're just giving up your sources just immediately.
Well, you can talk about it because right now, because we're going down each reason that he has and kind of killing each reason that he has. And right now, we're talking about how the reasons are bullshit. And really, what it comes down to is he's in 12 leagues, and you told me last night that he apparently paid around $2,000 in buy-ins this off season.
Paul is a high roller. Paul's a high roller. He likes to take chances. We love him for it. I would hate to see him go. I do think that the idea that the defense being random, I don't think it's very random with IDPs. I think I'm with Cobb on that one. I don't think we're random with IDP. I mean, you can you can lose with like a pick six. I think we've all been there. But like, I think I beat Tasia earlier this year with like a random forced fumble on Monday night.
Holcomb.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But I do appreciate his honesty with you. I appreciate his honesty and being forthright. Telling you, hey, I'm not feeling it anymore. It wasn't like he wasn't trying to be weird about it, trying to go in back and forth and making weird comments and everything. He's just like, hey, look, man, like, I know this is my thing. I appreciate that.
I will say I probably would have preferred just saying, hey, I'm in 12 leagues. I'm cutting out 1 leagues. Just saying the other things because like randoms going off on me, that's really dumb, especially when in my matchup with him, I didn't have any randoms going off on him. I had Romeo Dobbs got a 10. I mean, that's the random who did something against him. But fucking 10 is going off.
Off catching a touchdown, not some like 6 catch for 9 yard type weak game. Like that's bullshit. Like he caught a touchdown pass. Like that's going to be a decent score in any scoring league.
And also, Cobb, you might have the number on this. Quote, not being able to have trade negotiations with half the league. He's probably made the most trades this season alone. But do you have the number on how many trades he's made like from in the calendar year 2023?
He made 6 in the offseason with 3 different owners. He's made 2 trades this year with 2 different owners. He's made like 10 trades with Stu over his lifetime, but that's another thing is this is the most active league I'm a part of. We had like 40. Hold on. We had like 40. Okay, 30 trades this offseason. The season before that was like 45. The season before that was like 70. Like it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. And that's like back to ZT's thing of like appreciating his honesty. I don't think any of this is honest other than not having fun. I think it's the 12-team thing, and then he's coming up with excuses as to why it's this league.
Yeah.
I think they're all
because he left my auction league a couple of years ago, and he just cited I'm in too many leagues. That's all he said.
Which is fair.
And we have the same exact scoring, so he didn't say wonky scoring then. So he could have, obviously. Which is totally fair. I didn't argue. I said it was weak, but just because I didn't want to have to find another owner. It's pure personal inconvenience that I didn't like. But I'm being honest about that. But like this, I feel like he didn't really know me that well, so he didn't really give a shit about just giving me like one excuse. I feel like he just threw a lot of darts just to get kind of like he wanted to give you a lot of like material, so like it could be like, that's it. Like there's a lot of reasons why, and let's not even go back and forth about it or something. I don't know. It's like when you're late for work and you give like a million reasons, but like the more you give, the more like shady it sounds. but then like I got a flat tire, and then like on the way to fixing my flat tire, I got lost, and like it's like all this like, wait, what the hell are you talking about? Just you're sick, dude. Like you took medicine, like you on to see, man, like my God. I feel like that's kind of how it was, but like, it's a lot of excuses, and it's not all of them are valid because, I mean, Dom's catching.
He may be just trying to give us really good content for the show.
Mm-hmm.
A lesson for everyone out there: don't make season-long or future decisions based on a shitty finish to your fantasy week on like Monday morning or Sunday night. Okay, like that's one good lesson out there, especially when a guy like Dobbs catches a touchdown pass. Like, don't make it's like drunk texting, dude. Like, don't do any of that.
Like accidentally telling your boss when you're like at a happy hour that you're thinking about quitting.
So ZT, before you came on, we were talking about Paul's exit. So Paul had texted me this morning, or was it yesterday morning? It was this morning. It was yesterday, right before basketball. If I'm gonna pay, I might as well play. Maybe I should just finish out next season, then retire, because he traded his first round pick next year. So then that means he's entitled to he would have to pay the 175 next year. But now that we know either way, he's either done after this season or he's done after next season. So instead of him having to pay the 175 next year, we could just let the new guy just come in right now, replace Paul's team, or Paul just is done after this season but still pays the 175 next year.
Oof.
And Paul wanted to pay the 175 next year. This guy takes over right now. He doesn't pay the 175. Paul's next year 175 is gone because this guy's coming over right now and finishing off the season for him.
Are you saying like what you think he should? What do you think you should do? Or
well, I'm gonna leave it up to him. He's gonna let me know which one he wants to do. He's either paying the 175 for next year, or he's taking over, or this guy's taking over his team right now. Paul's now entitled to 175 anymore for next year.
Got you.
Basically, Paul. Basically, at the end of the day, Paul will be pretty much paying for the guy's 175 this season.
Yeah.
Next year.
Any chance back next year or no?
What's that?
Any chance he's back next year at all or no?
He's saying he's retiring either this year or after next season. He's done.
I mean, any chance he's back for 24 or?
Why would
I mean like?
What do you mean? As in like, will like Marcus like accept him back, or like will he just like?
That's what I mean. Like back just for 24. Like so, I'm just saying because I'm saying like right. Okay, so he's done after this season more than likely.
Yeah. I'm not letting him get a last dance next year like that because I know he wants to have his last dance right now, but like that's it. I mean, I'd let him finish out the year as long as he pays the 175 next year. But if I have a guy ready to go right now who can pretty much, because I'm not letting Paul make any more moves. Paul can't make any more moves with that team, so like, I might as well let somebody else get in there and do
Come
something.
and take over. Yeah, there's no reason if his moves are locked, then
yeah.
I mean, what's the point? You know, if he's like two dudes get season-ending injuries next week, and you know, it's add more stress.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's up to at the end of the day, it's your call and on what you want to do with the league. But like, I don't know. It just feels weird. It also feels like he put a lot of that in there, a lot of the reasoning. I mean, I'm sure maybe a lot of the reasoning like that's something he had been feeling, but it also felt like he lost to you in the end. There, it's like probably was kind of bitter, you know. Just had like a little bit of.
That's what I meant by the emotionally
Exactly.
charged, like action taken. Like don't do that.
No.
But I mean, he doubled down because he texted ZT about it like yesterday or 2 days ago saying he's out of the league. So it wasn't just a me thing. I mean, he's obviously out of the league. And I'm gonna say you're in 12 leagues. That's a very valid reason to quit. That alone. Yeah. The other stuff I could do without.
I personally want to know if he's quitting any other ones too. You're telling me 11 leagues are better than this? Really, 11 leagues are all better than this?
Show in those leagues. Where's all these trades in those leagues,
dude?
And it's not like he's a guy who doesn't give a crap about the extracurricular stuff. He's always on here, like commenting and watching and shit. So it's like he appreciates that stuff. If he would just like never responding to anything, didn't like respond to trade offers, no moves. Didn't watch the show, didn't comment on things, then I'd get it. I'd be like, all right, dude, you've been gone for a long time, but like he's active and he enjoys it. So it's like, you don't enjoy losing? Is that what it is? Like, no,
3-4. Like,
he's in the playoffs right now.
ZT has the most points against for like the 5th year in a row. Like, ZT, you having fun?
Oh yeah, blast.
And him and I negotiate on trades. We didn't get anything done because I don't want I don't want the Seattle Seahawks receivers squad. So sorry.
The stack ups.
I mean, you have the whole thing though because you
already have Geno Smith and Walker. I'm the last guy who should be accepting anything for those guys. But I did talk about it for a little while. I was entertaining it. It's an active league. You're right. Like he's done more trades by himself than like the entire league in like probably 4 or 5 of my leagues. Yeah. So like the trade thing is not valid. That's not a valid one.
Terrible reason.
Kicker and defense, while I get to personal preference, so you're telling me all 12 of your leagues don't have kicker and defenses?
And ZT, correct me if I'm wrong. You're in this dynasty league, right, ZT? When was that league started?
Last year.
All right. So again, my case rests on that. Like he's trying to cite a weak league that he just started like last year to a league that's been around for almost over a decade.
Dynasty kickers and defense in general just doesn't mix. So like,
Yeah.
that's not a thing. Like, yeah.
I guarantee a few of his redraft / like keeper leagues have either IDP or team defense and kickers.
Oh, I was in one of his redraft leagues, and they did, and they had that. So
Okay, so like that's that reason's not valid.
Yeah.
Guys going off was the worst one of all, actually, because that's a fantasy football thing. 12, like I said, 12 teams is the only valid one. But it's also weak because maybe he knew this when he said it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. If I were to tell you guys that would mean, at least for me, I'd be telling you I prefer all the other 11 leagues over this one, which is like,
But that's fine. I mean, either way, I mean, that's like I said, that is a better reason than this. And again, I probably still will say it's weak, but like that's a better reason than giving me all 4 of these other bullshit excuses, which made no sense. It's the most active league, so you can't get trades done, and you do get trades done. And the what was the other thing? The going off thing, the wonky scoring. I mean, and CT also made the point. Remember, he had a 3-headed rushing attack monster of Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Chubb when we had the 3-point bonuses for 100-yard rushers. He was pretty much the only one getting that whole the bonuses from that. It's not our fault he couldn't go far in the playoffs. I mean, he benefited from some of the wonky scoring things we had. Honestly, he benefited from.
The thing about scoring is, well, I get a lot of its preference. It's not, what's the way to describe this? It doesn't change that much in the dynamic of everything. Like CMC, most likely, unless it's a drastic scoring change, is ranked the same amongst running backs than he is for other scoring. 10 yards, 15 yards per point, half point PPR. CMC's still where he is. Like, you're not going to find a scoring that changes to the point where a guy goes from like 3rd overall to like 15th overall in rankings. So like your shit's not changing that much from league to league, especially
the
in
only
this one.
place that changes a lot is Superflex. That's really the only place.
Yes, that's huge. But see, that's more of like a an outlier scoring setup or roster. And I think you said at one point, I think you told me roster construction. Is that what you said at one point too, Marcus, or no?
No, wonky scoring in the IDP.
It was just scoring. I thought it was like roster or something. Okay. That would be the other thing that's different. Most leagues don't have receiver, running back, 3 flexes, but that's as easy as it comes. You don't have to like figure out like 2 running backs, 3 receivers. You don't have to do any of that stuff. So like that, it's really just open to do whatever you want with your team. So
yeah, it makes you be creative with your team.
I don't see why that would be a problem. That's wide open for you. And you know, as a person who, I'm a competitive guy, I'm pretty sure he is too.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, I can tell. He doesn't want to lose an argument, much less a fantasy game. You should like want to win, right? Like you're like, when you first told me this, I was like, man, your generation, dude. That's I pulled that out. I was like, your generation, dude. Can't win, so just quit or change the rules so I can maybe win. Like, instead of like adjusting and fucking win, dude. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like. Not everything can be adjusted and tailor-made around like your draft specialties. It's different. You've been in long enough, adjust and figure it out and try to win. Like that's just the competitive nature. That's the Jordan in me, I guess.
You're a loser. All right. So I guess anyone last word on Paul? Okay. I'll leave a vote out to a vote of 3. What should I do?
I mean, I think that the new owner should take over now, and then that's it. I mean, that's what we did last time when it wasn't even reported to you. Now this one was reported to you. So I mean, and Paul was in the league this time. I don't know. It's just disappointing. That's
this has happened before.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of. So Nick had texted or told Cobb that he might not be in the league after that season. And it was like probably a couple weeks left in the season. And I heard that. I was like, okay, I got to make a change right away. So I contacted Ruben. I said, hey, Ruben, you want to take over Nick's team? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally down. And then he jumped in, and that was it.
Damn.
And that was already told to me. He said he might be out after the season was over, and he probably was going to be out. But like, yeah,
you went on the offensive, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of sitting here disappointed. Like I think everybody else is. Doesn't really make sense, and it's unfortunate. But I also don't know like what we're expected to do. Like, are we supposed to be any different than how we're reacting now? And I don't think so.
Yeah. DT.
I mean, I would say given the choice between those two options, if I were him, I would pack it in.
Yeah.
Because if I can't make any moves, why? Right? But
yeah.
I don't know. Just a good guy in me, you know.
It is. But do you want an owner in the league that doesn't want to be in? Like it doesn't.
No, it's a bad look. You know, it's like kind of a lame duck roster. Just kind of feels awkward. You know, but so, I mean, if I had to choose, I would say, you know, bring the new person in as soon as possible. But I don't know. He has tenure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he hasn't reached tenure yet.
What's the year cutoff?
I don't know, but he based on the text I was reading, he hasn't reached tenure yet. He ain't getting that yet.
How long has he been in the league?
Ooh, a good while actually. You looking it up?
I'm trying to find it. Good while.
It's got to be at least 4 years.
At least,
Yeah. He joined in 2019. Was that the first year?
Really? Yeah.
4 years.
No. It might have been like 2018, 2017.
Okay.
Taking over that great Seth team.
Pre-Google.
That's the team he took over? Okay,
Right.
so it was 2017. If he took over Seth's team, he took over. That was 2017.
Oh,
damn, that's a long time.
That's a while.
It's too bad, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I love talking sports with Paul. Paul's one of the last few man's man. Just watching sports. He gets enjoyment just watching sports. You know.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I love Paul. I mean, I know he's gonna watch this, but I do love Paul, and you know, amidst all that conversation with back and forth, he offered me a table for my girlfriend and I are getting a place, and so he offered a table that he has in his apartment or in his house to give to us because he has an extra table. And then still wants to be part of the bowl games and pick up basketball and stuff. So it's nothing personal. And he says nothing personal. That's it. I mean, it's just he's in this case. The only thing is it's the 175 for next year, or is it just out this year and he doesn't have to pay the next year thing, and that's it. I mean, it's a great roster for the guy to come in and take over. You take over your team's in playoffs right now. You don't have to pay for this year, and then you have to pay next year. But I mean, kind of key for a new owner actually.
Too bad he couldn't come in before the trade pick deadline.
Yeah, we might get a 1 week buffer. No, we can't make an exception.
You sure about that?
Nah, can't. All right. Well, Paul, I hope you don't get mad looking at this. 6 years ago. See, 2017 was his first year in the league. It says 6 years ago on the Facebook app.
Kept an IDP. My memory serves.
Did he really?
I think so.
Jeez.
Or defense, if we were still at defense.
We really came a long way, didn't we?
It happened.
We really helped him out, didn't we? He came a long way in his fancy days. But all right, so this is a unique episode. So obviously we got to talk about a mid-season new owner, which doesn't really happen that often. I think it's only happened once. The Nick thing. And then on top of that, we have two sets of matchups for this upcoming week on the show right now. So ZT's playing Cobb, and I'm playing Tasia this week in the BL Plus Week 8 previews. So with 4 owners, that means I think we do it. Everyone gets 3 matchups, or no, 2 matchups. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Should be 4.
4, yeah.
Or 3.
3. Yeah. Okay. So with that, we'll begin. And ZT, we haven't seen you do one of these before. So I'm gonna pick out a matchup for you, and you're gonna talk about it. You and Cobb will not talk about your own matchup and give a prediction on it. You guys will just have your 2 cents in at the end of your matchup.
Makes sense.
So ZT, just to give you a little test run, we're gonna give you the 1 or no, not 1. We'll give you the 2 versus 6 matchup, and that's Hotch versus Paul.
All right, let's pull it up. the Bengals are back. That's one. San Francisco just got completely killed by their rookie receiver.
I'll be right back.
So that's going for Hodge's favor. But at the same time, I mean, Jalen Hurts that's a good spot. Jalen Hurts, right? And, stack it with Devonta Smith. So does it just we just go down the line and say like individual matchups, who wins?
Matchup by matchup, you say who wins, and then you put a score, and then yeah.
All right. All right. Well, the quarterback. This is actually pretty tough because it's like two talented defenses that have struggled lately. But I'll say Jalen Hurts edges Burrow, but I think they'll both score pretty highly. I think they'll both have top 5 QB scoring weeks, at least top 10. So I think Hurts will edge Burrow, but I don't think the point differential will be very high. Hill and Smith. I guess it depends a little bit on Hill's injury, but I mean, this is, Devonta Smith has to prove something. I think he can against our burnable secondary, but he's really struggled. And so I'm going to go Tyreek Hill by a good amount. Brees and Pacheco, Denver's gashable. So, I mean, Brees is great, but New York's run defense is not bad. I mean, Lawrence and Williams in the middle is tough. So I think I might give the edge to Pacheco. There. Kelsey Andrews, Kelsey. Not too far, but the thing is with this matchup for the Ravens, it could very quickly get to the point where the Ravens get so ahead that they're stupid Raven thing and just hand the ball off for the entire game, and because they're good enough at running the ball, they can just eat the clock. So all the offensive players on Baltimore score low. That's totally possible in this week. So definitely Kelsey. Barkley. Even though he's playing the Jets, just gets 20 carries a game and gets catches. I mean, he's nicked up, yeah, but the volume will take care of him there. Taylor Sutton, JT, Chase Metcalf. That's actually a little bit closer than I would typically think, or than what people would typically think, I guess, because Cleveland gave up quite a bit last week to 2 receivers. But I think that Chase and Burrow just had to heal a little bit too. So the offense might be a little bit better. So I'll go Chase. Kicker, I'll go Tucker.
You don't have to do defenses or kicker.
Yeah, so let's give the edge. I'll give the edge to Hotch. Let's go 145, 135. High scoring.
Damn.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Hotch wins with the flexes.
I was reading earlier that Tyreek Hill's issues pretty rough. Tua said somewhere down the line we're going to get Tyreek back. Waddle declined to say if Hill would play Sunday. Today was the first day he didn't practice. So I mean, it's kind of interesting. They're being very avoidable. They're avoiding what to talk about in that whole injury.
That is interesting. I didn't realize it
Mostert didn't practice either.
That's serious. Well, that would change things if Hill's not in.
Oh,
Touch has no doubt.
It would change a lot of things as far as the fantasy scope of this league.
Oh, he has Mostert too, right?
Yeah,
He's got both.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't have Mostert in his lineup.
Wow.
If Hodge has to start Darius Slayton this weekend, I could easily see Paul winning this.
Wow,
by quite a bit. But
I don't know. Darius
Tyreek plays
touchdown against Paul.
it's true.
How about that? This is the back end match. Paul wins. Back in.
The back end match, like a WWE wrestling.
The back match. He's back. You have to win to be back. Which is kind of like the deal anyway. You do have to kind of win to be back.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I get this guy on the horn, this guy's gonna want to take over his team this week, and Hodge knows the kid. Hodge is gonna freaking like trade out, Hodge gonna get all the asses off that kid's team, so he doesn't have to lose this week. Yeah. So, a quick projection, Cobb. What do you have for this projection?
I have Hodge winning this one. Gonna go like 137 to 112.
Tasia.
Sorry, I missed most of this. It's the let me pull up real fast.
It's Hodge and Paul.
Brent's due first of the month.
We also didn't even talk about that aspect of it. I mean, his team was making fun of a guy who quit in the league, and like you can't really make fun of a guy who's quitting. That's why the thumbnails then pointing at each other because like your teammate is literally making fun of a guy who just quit. But whatever.
I'd say. I mean, a lot depends on if Hill and Mostert are out. But as is, like we're assuming they play now, or are we assuming Hill's out? What did you guys do in your projections?
ZT assumed he was in.
You assumed he's in? Yeah, I'd say like 132 to like 124.
All right, like that. All right, now we're gonna go. Tasia, I want you to discuss the matchup of our two guys over here between Cobb and ZT. We have ZT's crystal ball versus ZT's fantasy team.
By the way, if Paul wants a reason why he should quit this season, it's Devontae Smith is what it is.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That's killed him this year.
Well, I mean, he just did the trade.
Oh, did he?
That was a Stu trade, a big blockbuster a couple weeks back, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. Okay. ZT Bowl.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Lawrence and Lamar. Although I will say the only problem is, and ZT knows, ZT's a multi-year Lamar owner. He knows. If they get up against them, it's Gus Bus time for like a quarter and a half of just like pound him down and like round the clock. Olave, are you nervous about Olave, buddy?
Like not playing?
I mean, if not for this week, how about like long term of getting like suspended or something?
I mean, I think he practiced today, and they were just like, "What?" I mean, Addison had the same thing.
I don't think any of the suspensions for that cast wouldn't be till the following season. I don't think it's not a retroactive.
It was like 25 or 35 over. It wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, the whole footage thing though, it's all weak.
Cobb should suspend him. You should give him disciplinary action.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if you could come in.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Cobb doesn't care. Yeah.
Honestly, that probably helped me because he hasn't scored more than 14 all season.
I'm gonna go St. Brown. I mean Vegas. ATN, Stevenson. I like Stevenson's been catching some balls lately though.
Yeah, finally
it's still ATN. ATN's been a monster. Hawk. Man. I'm going to go Zay Flowers on that one.
Got your stack, buddy.
I'm going to go Gibbs. Yeah, definitely Gibbs. I'm going Wilson because I don't even know Johnson. Who do you start if Johnson's out?
If Roshan's out,
Uh-huh.
it's between him, Rice, and Pittman. I've been like moving them in and out the whole last 2 days. Yeah.
I mean, 2+ weeks of concussion protocols. It's like pretty scary.
Yeah. I just like the backfield split last week. I don't know. Might give him the ball. I mean, he's good.
Going Wilson.
All right. So who do you got?
It's pretty even, man. It's a pretty good one. I'm going to say 123, 121. ZT.
Wow.
It's really close, though. I just think your game's all Monday night.
Yep.
If St. Brown and Gibbs, like 14's, I think, pretty fair. Gibbs can do a lot more than 12.
If Demon doesn't play.
Huh?
Demont has to sit though.
Well, yeah, that's also a big thing too, though, because he has Demont on his bench. So if Demont does play, he might even play him. But if not play him, it just takes away from ZTA doing anything.
Yeah, last time I didn't play Demon, he got a 33, so he's going back in.
Yeah.
Their week starts later too, so because they play on Monday. Has he logged a full? Did he practice today?
Don't think so. I don't think there's been anything.
Yeah,
noted.
And look at last week's headline too. Out as expected. Like they knew. I mean, we knew pretty early. If you're definitely out like that the previous week, I don't know. They have playoff aspirations. I don't know if they will rush him back.
Well, he just got dominated. Maybe they want to bring him back faster than usual.
Yeah, game against the Raiders in prime time as their lockers falling apart. That's what.
It'll piece you back together.
Yeah.
I'll go ZT here as well. I've been riding Cobb's hand for the last few weeks, and I've been pretty harsh on ZT. I'm pretty much basing this on quarterback play. I think quarterback and St. Brown are really going to put ZT on the over the edge in this one. I think Lamar is on. He's back, and Lawrence has been a solid NFL quarterback. But Lawrence has not been a key fantasy quarterback, and against Pittsburgh, which is a tough defense. I think Lamar is just going to do his thing. So, yeah, I have ZT winning 134 to Cobb 120 on the dot.
I mean, you have a really good team, Cobb. I think, like, overall, your roster is so much more balanced than his, too. It just doesn't –
ZT has more home run hitters.
Yeah, he's got more guys. And not only that, like, I mean, Cooper, that could be rough times. That could be really rough. I mean, Wilson gets it done most weeks, so that's –
Yeah, I mean, Cooper at least get a ton of targets.
It's true.
Yeah.
Needs to turn into something more than a 7-yard catch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now the floor is yours, guys. What do you guys think about this matchup, ZT, Cobb?
Defend yourselves.
You got it for ZT.
Yeah, I think it depends on if Harbaugh respects Arizona and actually keeps, because he clearly respected Detroit last week because they kept using Lamar. That was nice. They didn't just decide to take the gas off completely after the first quarter. But a lot will depend on that because, like Tasia said, if they get up like 30-0, not even that, if they get up like 14-0, they'll just turn everything down, and then it's basically like I got 15 minutes of Lamar Jackson, so I make it a nice 12, and then it's done. That's a big thing. And the Demont's out. I feel really good because it's the Raiders, man. That's one of the worst run defenses ever. So
yeah, without Demon, Gibbs is a top like 10, 15 player this week, which is like why his 12 is surprising to me.
Unless like Craig Reynolds decides to come in and get some carries, I don't know. Stan Campbell, but I don't know. It depends on those two things. But I think if Harbaugh allows Lamar to just Lamar for the whole game and Gibbs has the backfield to himself, I feel pretty good. If not, I feel really good for Cobb.
Yeah.
So every guy that doesn't perform, you feel good for me.
Dude, Amari Cooper must be like bottom 5 at target to catch ratio.
It's ridiculous, dude.
He's got a game of 8 targets, 2 catches, 8 targets, 4 catches, 6 targets, 1 catch,
7 targets, 3 catches,
and then a 7 target, 3 catch. That's bad, dude.
Yeah. He looks great too when he looks so good. It's just a carousel. Like that's been my issue this year with my receivers as QB play. Carr with Olave, Rodgers going down with Wilson, and then the whole Browns quarterback situation with Cooper. Been rough. Yeah, no, I think it's a really important game for both me and ZT. 6 loss was a big mark. So whoever comes out of this with a loss is not going to be feeling great. Might need to be starting to look for next season. I think it's really balanced. I think my ceiling's a little lower than ZT's, but at least I feel like there's more consistency there. So I hope the consistency comes out on top.
So Cobb, you got the matchup of the week. A lot of people are saying It's the 1 versus 12 matchup.
Speaking of damn shame records.
Brotherly love matchup. And I will say this: 1 through 1v12, but like this, he's not. I mean, it's a really good 12 place team. It's not like Yagler's team. Like that's a true 12 place team. But like Taylor's for some reason is that 12th spot right now. So yeah, give us the lowdown on that matchup.
Yeah, no, like you said, I mean, this is probably the best 112 matchup we've seen in recent memories. Obviously, rough start for Tasia record wise, but now you got the Dallas Stack Boys. I don't know, you gotta get a Dallas Stackers Club coming out of bye, which is nice. Mahomes against Prescott. I mean, it's gonna be Mahomes against Denver. It's funny because like looking at Mahomes like schedule like against like their opposing defenses, everything is just green as far as like who he has to play, which
I know.
I look at like Trevor Lawrence, for instance, I just see a bunch of red and like some grays in there. It's the worst. I'm gonna give it to definitely Mahomes there. I mean, Cowboys coming out of a bye will be nice, but just Denver sucks. Cup versus Evans. Evans still looked pretty nice this year. Had a good game last week. I'm gonna give it to Cup though. He's had a slow week last week, but I'm not gonna pick many people over Cup. Swift versus Kamara. This is a key matchup. I like both these running backs. I'm gonna give it to Kamara here though. Just ridiculous amount of targets each game. Carr. Again, he's not throwing to Olave. He's like sometimes throwing to Thomas, but he's targeting Kamara like 70% of the time. So that's going to be hard to go up against strictly because of PPR. Otherwise, like rushing wise, I do like Swift, but straight PPR matchup, we'll go Kamara there. Ingram versus Kittle. Kittle's been a roller coaster for sure, but he has a higher ceiling than Ingram does. And I don't know. Isn't Purdy potentially not playing?
Yeah, he's not going to play. It's going to be Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and I don't know how he fares with tight ends.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't throw the ball to fucking Ayuk every time like Purdy does.
Yeah. Hey, Ayuk didn't have a single catch in the second half of that game. It lost me a week. That I shouldn't have won, but still. Man, I don't know.
You call it a wash if you want.
Ceiling, yeah. I don't like washes though. I like stick my flag in something.
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
Slight lean, you mean?
Yeah, slight lean. Give me a slight lean with Kittle. I like Ingram. I think the Darnold safe play a little safe. So extra targets for Kittle. Moore versus Walker. Kenneth Walker's been pretty sweet this year. DJ Moore he's been so consistent. I thought he had some slow weeks, but I guess not. That's also without Fields in. He had 9 and 8 targets. That's kind of wild. And going against the Chargers, Walker against Cleveland. I like Cleveland's evens a lot more.
Yep.
I guess DJ Moore there. Pollard versus CeeDee Lamb. I think I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb there. Pollard, I don't know, man. Like Pollard's had some okay weeks, but other than, I mean, I guess CeeDee is the same way.
Yeah, no, they're very,
pretty
very similar in that regard.
But again,
Because it's Dallas.
Yeah.
The way their season's gone, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the volume, though, man.
Yeah, that's the volume's definitely Pollard. I don't know. I just maybe I'm buying too much from the Cowboys coming out of a bye and like them wanting to show something off. But let's do one more slight lean. That's CD.
Damn, we're getting dominated here.
Thielen versus Henry.
Come on, boy. You know where to go. Come on, dude.
Key though. But yeah, Thielen's been key.
I mean, dude, Thielen's been one of the best in the biz.
Yeah, Thielen's ridiculous. Dash, as mentioned, I think once a week. Damn, what just happened to the camera? Camera doesn't like all these slight leans I'm doing. Thielen was an unfortunate drop for you. week 1. Would you have Thielen in over Henry this? Would you have had him in over Henry?
I'd probably go Henry. Based on
wouldn't.
based on volume. Yeah, I would.
Get out of here. Volume? Dude, Thielen gets more catches than Henry's gotten carries in games in the last couple of weeks.
No, dude. Henry's still Henry.
12 carries, 13 carries? Dude, that's not volume.
He's gonna get a lot with what's his name and this quarterback this week, though, Will Levis.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thielen the last 2 weeks, 11 catches each.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's not going to continue, dude. It's
3
not.
less. I keep saying that to myself. I've not started him in some of these weeks, okay? So don't tell me that.
Well, here we go. This is the week. This is the week it's going to finally happen. I'm telling you.
It's not. It doesn't. Okay.
I'm taking Thielen.
Wow.
Whoa.
He didn't even say slight lean.
Disrespect. I'm going to put this on my bulletin board this week.
Yeah, I don't think I play you again, so I can get away with some of this. Okay, Key. Sorry, I'm also watching the Celtics game. Yeah, I mean, this is I think the projection should be closer than Yahoo has here. I think the one that Marcus that you have over Tasia, I think are by a wider margin.
Yeah, let's take a deeper dive into that larger margin.
What?
Mahomes had 19 against Denver 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's gonna right the wrongs of the red zone, dude. You watch my podcast this week? Writing red zone wrongs, baby.
Okay.
We'll see.
Damn, dude.
We get up a lot. We weren't up by a lot against the Chargers, though. We had to keep
Yeah, no, I know.
But if we get up a lot, Denver, it's pa-ching. You know what I mean?
Now.
Yeah, dude.
Give me Tasia 129 to 126.
Wow. The upset's the weakest thing I've ever heard.
12/1. Get your Purdue out of here.
Come on, ZT.
ZT, what do you got?
Give it to me straight, baby.
Oh, man.
Wizards getting dominated by the Pacers right now. Come on, dude.
Well, you didn't expect that? Come on.
I
wish Cooper Flag was coming out this year, not next year. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll take minus 135, 130.
Whoa.
Oh.
Really?
It's gonna be a good game.
What's your why do you think I edge him out? I'm just curious. What do you think the thing's gonna put me over the edge?
Henry gets points. Kamara gets the same amount of volume.
Wow.
And I think Denver plays a little bit better at home, which forces the Chiefs to have to actually throw the ball.
And the altitude's going to help them throw the longer bombs, too.
Wait, better at home? What do you mean? They only gave up 19 against us last time. They played.
No, I mean offensively. Or I mean Denver will score more. It means that the Chiefs have to actually try to score more.
Smart.
Good. I also just wanted to balance it out a little
We
bit.
didn't really balance what out?
Balance out the predictions a little bit.
No. That promoted on this show? You give me real opinions, ET. We're not doing balance out shit. We don't have a.
This is a bit of a push. This game's going to be close. It's going to be close because Cobb back. I don't know about Swift this week. Our run defense is pretty good.
Oh God, here we go.
And Swift didn't do much last time we played him, but he did score a touchdown. So if he scores a touchdown, might be all right. And also, Kenneth Walker got.
And the week before that, he had 8 catches, which is a 40 yards, like a Kamara game.
That does help, but Walker didn't practice today.
It's true.
So could be more sharper.
Neither Kamara though.
The guy just traded away.
True. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Tasia, what do you have in this one?
Oh man. I mean,
no, NCT, you would go Henry over Thielen if you had both of them on your team, if you had to start one. Well, you said Henry will score points. I mean, well, obviously, but I'm curious what you mean by that.
you guys would bench a guy who's got 24 or more 3 out of the last 4 weeks. Really? bullshit, man. You guys would start Thielen over like everyone but Kamara on your team, I think.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
You're just like you're in a different world, dude.
Yeah, dude. What, Evans?
Yeah.
Evans is done what Thielen's done once this year. I'm talking about 3 out of 4 games.
What did he do?
That.
What did Thielen do week 1? Because my guy's been pretty steady all season, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying 16, 26, 15, 5, 7, 17.
7?
That's Evans.
What?
That was Evans. 16, 26, 15, 5, 7, 17.
I mean, whatever, dude.
All right. No, yeah, exactly. You don't want to do this.
Who you
Thielen.
got?
Thielen 2, 18.
Yeah, he's key. No, he's great. He's great.
26, 12, 24, and 26.
Wish I had him on my bench so I could rotate guys.
Yeah, right. I think I win. I think I win by like 12 to 14.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really,
I think I take you to the dry cleaners, dude. They want to do it in like 2 days. They're like quick ones.
Oh my god. I think I win 137 to 116. Yeah. And you jinxed yourself last week when we were on the phone with each other in the Chud League when you thought you were going to win. And who came back and dominated you, buddy?
No, I'm very careful to say if it continues this way. I don't like talk shit the way you.
You weren't talking shit, but you say you're probably going to win.
You act like I just jinxed myself by not talking shit. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
No. I'm very careful with that.
All right, so I'll take the next matchup here. I have the 3rd seed versus the 9th seed. This is Dave Roden versus Alex. So right off the bat, I mean, this game we're probably gonna know the outcome pretty fast because most of his team plays on Thursday, or his 2 big home run hitters play on Thursday. But Josh Allen versus Tampa, or C.J. Stroud versus Carolina. Josh Allen over Tampa. Alex probably the worst. I think if we gave an award away for worst GM of the year, I think it would have to go to Alex. I mean, like, dude, what did he do for tanking last year? What would he get out of that? And then trading Joe Burrow for Justin Fields, and he gets hurt 2 weeks later. I mean, I get mad kicking myself for cutting Thielen after week 1. He traded Burrow after week 3, dude.
Got a
Fields
fourth though.
He got a first at it, but wasn't this whole past year supposed to be his tank year? Not like doing it again.
Yeah,
No, he's doing back as an Eckler.
he did. He got a win because of that trade too, because he was able to put Fields in.
Yeah, that's right.
Beat me.
It's because of Eckler. Eckler's
I think maybe would have put him in.
that's a minus, like that should be like a minus 16 or 17 that he's not getting every week. Think about that.
So yeah, I got Allen over Tampa, T. Higgins versus San Fran. I got Diggs over Tampa. Bijan, is Bijan still sick? What's the deal with that whole thing?
Weird.
No, he's not on an injury report anymore.
Okay.
Even that, he hasn't been doing too much.
Yeah. I'll go Bijan. Yeah, Brian Robinson has been key this year though, but I'll go Bijan. Goddard and Jacob Ferguson. Give me Goddard. Although Goddard hasn't looked good at all this year, so it could be a wash, but I'll give it to Goddard. Eckler and Waddle. I'm probably gonna go Waddle this week. Only 3-game sample size, but in the games where New England's played against the Dolphins, they've pretty much taken away Tyreek Hill, and Waddle's actually been really good in those games. So yeah, I'll take Waddle.
You probably want for Waddle. You probably want Tyreek Hill playing too.
That's true because that'll take him away. But yeah, I'm basing if Tyreek Hill plays, I'm going Waddle over Eckler. Eckler's been a fucking disaster this year. Jacobs and Christian Kirk. Give me Christian Kirk. Wow, this is Kareem Hunt, Joshua Downs. Joshua Downs, dude. Holy shit.
It's been key.
Jesus. Yeah, give me Josh Downs. Give me Roden with a big time win. This projections suck. Give me Roden 126 to 114. Rody. Road beers. ZT, who do you have in this one?
Alex.
I don't know why.
I think this is the beginning of the end for Roden's run here.
I'm going against my guy.
I don't see it for Roden. I don't think I think the difference between Bijan and Goddard and Brian Robinson and Ferguson is like a lot. Like it's a lot. And then CJ Stroud gets the Panthers. I think, he bounces back, looks like his season self. You figure Allen and Diggs will be okay, but Tampa can provide a little bit of trouble. And I think that Eckler gets back on track against the Bears defense. So
and let me go ahead and say saw Roden met his longtime girlfriend this weekend. Phenomenal people. Phenomenal.
Great people.
Amazing.
I just don't. This Roden team is overachieved. Put it that way.
It has, but man, sometimes when things feel right, they just keep going right. Tasia, who do you have in this one?
I'm gonna say it comes down to. I mean, we'll know tomorrow night. If Diggs and Allen don't kill it, then he's gonna lose pretty easily, I think. I just think, from running back on, I prefer Alex's team for the most part. Because even Downs, his volume's been there for sure. Saints have a inconsistent defense, but they can lock you down. Take away the strengths of your team. There aren't a lot of those for them. So Kareem Hunt might get the full load, so that might offset Downs. I go Alex. Alex wins 121 to 114. I mean, dude, what's he doing with Ferguson in there? Come on, man. Nah, you have to have a bet. Yeah, he's got two guys that just fell off a cliff. Him and Komet.
Yeah.
I have Roden slightly ahead of Alex here. I like his stack. I don't really, until I see it with Bijan. Brian Robinson's still been scoring. I don't think it's that crazy. I would still take Bijan obviously, but I don't think it's that crazy of a difference. But not. I think it's going to be a relatively low scoring as far as I like most of the projections. I'll go 123 to 117 for Roden. Stack pushes him ahead.
Yeah, man.
Eckler's going to have a 30 soon.
I don't know. I don't think he's got it in him anymore, man.
What?
There's days behind him.
All right, yeah. Thiel's catching 15 balls a game, but Eckler,
Well, I think it's bound to be done soon.
No, it's not, dude.
Yeah.
It's a great get-right game, actually. Chicago, it's going to be great.
All right, so we got ZT. This is a key matchup. Yeah, ZT. Let's talk about Tuanon versus under new management.
Oh,
and let's give some props to Michael Yaglu. The guy came out. He started two guys who were inactive 2 weeks ago. Came out this week, put 120 up with another dub. So, and he's not in the bottom of the league right now, which is wild.
Sorry, guys, we were back.
Yeah, he's not even in the bottom 10.
No, dude, he's right. Game outside the playoffs.
Deonta Foreman was a pretty savvy start.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton Kincaid locked a tackle. That's impressive. I'm still definitely gonna go at him, but could help here. Tua, Jordan Love.
Really though? New England looked pretty good last week, dude.
Can we really take? I don't know, man.
Minnesota's defense is pretty bad.
It's true, but the Packers just don't. I feel like they don't throw enough. They don't trust Jordan Love at all. LaFleur does not trust him. Because every time I watch them, when they do throw, it's a boot. They don't. They very, very rarely let him drop back unless they're losing. I don't know if that's changed in the last 2 weeks because I haven't watched them, but that much. But when I do see just Jordan Love running a boot. And I know the first few weeks they threw the least amount of pass attempts, even lower than Atlanta. So I'll still go Tua, but it has a chance of being kind of close. Drake London, Rondale, I mean, definitely Drake London. That's not even close. Foreman, Aaron Jones. Eesh. That's not great. If I were actually Adam, I would think about maybe using Gus Edwards instead of Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
I'll still go Aaron Jones over Foreman because Roschon might play. If Roschon doesn't play, I'll go Deontay Foreman over Aaron Jones. Meyer Kincaid, that is a dessert. I'll take Kincaid based off last week. McCaffrey, Devontae. McCaffrey, but this is the type of thing where you could see Adams maybe getting within like 2 or 3 points of that, 4 points of that. The Adams have a huge game. They're inside. I know that, things with Jimmy G are shaky. He's nicked up, in the quarterback situation. But it's Devontae, man. Like, he'll get fed. If it's on the field, if it's short, he'll get fed. So Devontae could keep it close here, but I'll still take CMC. And then the last 2 flexes are just where Adam just kind of blows them out of the water. I mean, it won't be close. It won't be close. Last time A.J. Brown played against us, he put up 35. Nice. And then Pickens is getting hot now, too. They're finally, actually giving the ball and not just letting him run straight, even though I don't do that great. But I'll take Adam. I think 96 is a little mean. That's pretty mean by Yahoo. So I'll take Adam. I'll give Adam 125. I'll give Yags 110.
Cobb,
it's really rude.
It is rude. Cobb, I thought he didn't have someone in there or something like that. What's your projection for this game?
My projection is definitely going to be Adam 131 to 112. Will be nice to Yags today.
Gee. I'll go Yaglu with the upset. Yeah.
Wow.
It's happening.
Against Adam.
117 to 114. Yaglu makes him play a dirty game.
Could he be in the playoffs if he wins this week? Could he be in the playoff seeding?
You know what? I think so. So if Yaglu wins, he goes to 4-4. I mean, he needs Stu and Paul to lose because he doesn't actually. Yeah, he doesn't have them in points at all, so he needs them to lose.
Okay.
But
the
wait,
fact
dude.
he could even be there.
Okay, well here's the thing. So if he wins, and if ZB loses and Paul loses, he'll beat both of them in points. Or no, he'll beat ZB in points, so he can jump to 5 actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's potential of that happening. So it makes
that would be a first time, right? The guy who's chugged twice in the first half of the season ends up being in the playoffs after the first half of the season. It has to be a first.
No, Barry did it last year.
But Barry chugged.
Yeah, we don't know what he chugged. All right, Cobb, take us away to our last matchup of the weekend. Cobb's Hour Spot versus ZB.
Yeah, this is another important matchup because obviously Stu's on the outside looking into a playoff spot, and ZB is currently somehow at 4-3. If you look at the points for, he is so far below everybody else, and yet he is right in those playoff spots. But that's how fantasy goes, So Stu definitely wants to win here and knock ZB down. Probably out of playoff contention. Yeah, he's only in the 5th right now, so a loss here would kick him out potentially for good. But Kirk Cousins against Herbert. Herbert's been since Stu got him. I think Stu is wishing. I still think Stu got the better of the trade, but Herbert hasn't looked great. And then Kirk Cousins just destroyed the 49ers defense on prime time. Nonetheless, I'm still going to go Herbert. But, I mean, Kirk looked great last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a continuation of that.
You like that?
Yeah, it's a good matchup for sure. But I think Herbert is in a good bounce back spot. And with that being said, I'm also taking Keenan Allen over Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley has just not been the guy that any of us thought he would be. That whole Jags offense, other than like ETN and Christian Kirk, haven't been the most consistent fantasy or fantasy products. They keep winning. They're winning fine. But they're just, it just doesn't replicate the fantasy. And maybe it's just because Ridley's getting a lot of attention, opening things up for the others, but it's still gonna be Keenan Allen for me here. Oh Jesus, Miles Sanders, who I don't even know if he's still the starter or not. Against James Cook, give me James Cook. He's been looking great. They finally used him in the red zone this week, and he got a was a receiving touchdown? Okay, I thought it was a rushing touchdown. That would have been sweet. But he's finally getting a little more work on the red zone, which is nice instead of the between the 20s guy. Give me James Cook. I know Panthers coming out of a bye, but Sanders is also hurt, and Chuba Hubbard has just looked better than Sanders has. Laporta against Waller. Waller has looked pretty decent the last 3 weeks, getting the targets. Laporta has calmed down a little bit. I think I'm still going to go Laporta, mainly because they're going against Vegas, and Waller's going against the Jets, and obviously Jesse Evans is really good. I think that's going to be pretty close, though. That's a slight lean to Laporta. Ayuk versus Mixon. The volume's in favor of Mixon, and I have no idea how Darnold's going to handle Ayuk. Again, Ayuk is so close to just being phenomenal. Like, he was looking great to start last game and then didn't get a single catch in the second half, which is ridiculous. So give me Mixon slightly there just because of the known volume there, because Darnold's such a question mark. Nakua against Addison. This is an awesome matchup.
Yeah.
Big fan of this one. Oh man, I really, really, really want to go Addison, but I'm gonna go Puka in this one. I think that's Addison's been great. That's a great stack for ZB there. That's been paying off. I don't know if we've heard any news of Jefferson coming back, but until that happens, Addison's looking like the guy over there.
Oh yeah.
So give me, with all that being said, I think it's gonna be a really good game. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game at all. I think it's gonna be a 116 to 112 for Stu.
Z Tizzle.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take ZB in this.
Wow.
Take ZB in this, and I'll give him a few more points. I'll go 120 to 115. It's like a decent bounce back spot for Ridley because Pittsburgh, for whatever reason, they give up a lot of points to wide receivers. So this could be an interesting spot for Ridley. And if Lawrence is a little bit healthier, that might be able to help the Jags offense. And I don't know. It's just like, I feel like ZB's got like some weird matchup advantages, like Cobb was talking about with Ayuk's unknown volume and dealing with Darnold. You know, I don't know. I think ZB might upset Stu a little bit there.
I think Addison's been so key. Like, damn, it's definitely a keeper, I think, for sure.
What a great stack to have right there, too.
I know, man.
Good.
Just think this guy could have had Rodgers, you know. He'd be in the playoffs. Well, he's in the playoffs right now, so never mind that. I'm going to go ZB. I think ZB wins pretty handily, actually. I actually, by the way, you guys check the score out, 110 to 109 projection.
Yeah.
Oh, now he doesn't have a kicker. But yeah, I think ZB wins 118 to 109.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of the underdogs this week.
I think the Cousins Addison stack is as far off as from the Herbert Allen stack that, you know.
No.
That Yahoo is giving. I mean, it's going to be apparently might be cold and rainy there, so that might throw a little bit of a wrench into things. But I mean, Cousins he played Michigan State. Like, he's been
for what it's worth.
Oh yeah.
Stu is averaging. I mean, his scores per week is pretty good. He's averaging 123 a week. Any guesses on what ZBs are without looking it up?
104.
ZT, any guesses?
It's lower than that at 101.
101.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So he's averaging 24 points a week. And it's below him by 2 spots. That's fucking hilarious.
Wow.
But how different is this roster that ZB starting right now than what he started before? I mean, I can't imagine he started before.
He's been a big fan of Addison.
Yeah, he's been. I don't think he had a lot of other options either.
No, he's gone back and forth with Gabe Davis and Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of risk.
He actually has pretty good bench. I've seen some teams in the league that wish they had this bench.
Yeah, 100%. It's a decent bench.
Which isn't bad.
All right, we're gonna go to our the number 1 segment. We have the Pancake King segment where we go through our bottom 6 of the league. Very important stuff, and it's brought to you by IHOP. Of course, it's fall, almost Halloween. Pumpkin pancakes are back. We're back, and the stack, of course, is back. So go to IHOP and get yourself a stack. And of course, it's IHOP. It's the Pancake King rankings brought to you by IHOP. It's the home of the stack. Go ahead, go to IHOP and get yourself some pumpkin pancakes. It's fall season. Okay, so now we're gonna go one by one from our 7 to 12 rankings. I'll begin. My 7th spot is A Millie. I'm still not a fan of this team. He's barely hanging on to a playoff spot right now. It's just like he's relying on 2 guys. That's pretty much it. He's only relying on 2 guys, and I just don't think it's gonna hold up all season. CMC with Darnold in there now, I just think it's bound to break down. CMC's gonna be getting hurt. He got hurt last week. He almost didn't play, but now with Darnold in there, I think he's gonna be on the way out soon. Just watch. And once CMC's done, he's done, and that's it. He's my 7th spot. ZT, who's your 7th spot? You're muted right now, buddy.
My bad. I was making sure IHOP had his, I didn't want to interrupt the IHOP. IHOP. 7th spot. This is tough because I could see Adam being there. 7th spot, man. I'll put Roden there for now.
Wow.
I'll put Roden there for now, but I think that's being a bit generous.
Cobb, who's your 7th spot?
Celtics are pissing me off right now. Jaylen Brown just turned it over twice, and we just gave up 2 threes. Idiot.
Quickly's getting you good over there, isn't he?
7th spot. I'm gonna go with Deja. He was out of it last week. The loss hurts, but I still think this is a very capable team. It's just got to string together some wins. Tough matchup, obviously, against the brother over there, Marcus. But I did have Deja winning this week, so we'll see. But again, starting lineup wise, I think it's pretty hard to compete with, assuming everything's firing for these guys. Some questionable depth pieces, I think, at the moment, but starters are all that are probably going to matter after the buys. So, and I still like your starters a lot. So give me Deja at 7.
Wait, you were questioning my depth pieces?
You're not supposed to. The segment you don't question the other person's stuff. You relay your
Like your
rankings.
depth more than mine.
You have very good depth, but that doesn't mean I have questionable depth pieces.
I mean, Josh Palmer's all right.
Josh Palmer's a starter on like 3 of the teams we just did previews on.
No, that's true. I haven't listed those teams yet, so they're low.
All right. Who's your 7th spot, Tej?
Sorry, I'm just jumping back in here. You're in questionable depth pieces. Where would I do that? Yeah, I'm gonna go Tutu and Scoot.
Roden.
Yeah. Come on.
That's it. Yeah. Do you have a reason behind it?
I mean, I'm kind of being generous. He should go lower than this, but I don't think it's a top 3 team. And I mean, when you start dogging his teams, that you want me to do? I think he's too reliant on Josh Allen and Diggs, and
Hey man, stacks win championships, and stacks will keep you in the playoffs if it's a good enough stack. Man, he's relying on that.
I don't think so. I disagree.
No, good stack will. Like a Derek Carr Olave stack won't, but like Allen and Diggs stack will.
Good stack would not make up for Yaglu's roster right now.
It might.
What you said? Win a championship. Win a championship.
I say I can win a championship or keep
Cam Akers is your last flex, but with Diggs and Allen starting, I don't think so.
We're not talking about Yaglu. We're talking about Roden.
No, I know, but you said you can win you a championship, like anything.
It can win you a championship. It also can keep you in the playoffs, and that's what he is right now.
No, I'm not dogging them. I said it's all they got. That's all. I mean, yeah, they're great, but like they got to score. You have to average like 55 every week for him to like make noise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So my 8 spot, I got my guy ZT, who ZT was, he was Pancake King for quite a bit, and he's really like, I mean, he hasn't really done anything. His team's just starting to actually do something, and he's shown he's got a little bit of flexibility on his bench. I'm not a Roshan Johnson fan by any means, but he's got the Michael Pittman Jr. and Rashee Rice coming off the bench. Rashee Rice has really proven himself to be like Mahomes' other guy outside of Kelsey. It's a great have. I might have to trade for him in the offseason. We can talk later. But like, I mean, everyone's starting to click, and if your quarterback's getting 40s and not 9s, I mean, chances are, you just need to have a solid team around him, and you can go places. So yeah, CT's risen from the 12 spot to the 8 spot right now. CT, who's your 8 spot?
ZB. Even though he's picked to win this week, he's still sitting at 8th. I mean, he scored 711 points. He's averaging 101 points a game in a league with wonky scoring. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be ZB. I mean, he can prove me wrong though, man. I mean, this week he gets a win. That Vikings stack keeps it up. He can make a little bit of a run. I mean, he's got a nice record. He's got a nice buffer. So we'll see. But right now, he's my 8.
Cobb, who's your 8 spot?
My 8 spot is Alex. Currently sitting at 9. Just not a team that excites me. I mean, he's another team not scoring a lot per week, scoring 108 per week. Obviously, having his running backs back helps. But I think he's been pretty close to chugging at least twice already. Maybe even 3 times, but I don't know. It's just not a team that really excites me that much. His running backs are name-wise look great, but production-wise haven't done anything. And outside of that, like, who does he have? So Give me Alex.
Tasia, who's your 8 spot? Jesus.
Well, I didn't have a prepared answer like you guys did. I'm doing this on the fly because, I'm just gone and I came back.
Shot clock violation's expiring, dude. Come on, man.
I'm going to go ZB.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have a reason behind it, or is that just like your main reason behind ZB at the 8 spot?
I just don't. I mean, I'm a Mixon owner. I struggle with him every week. I'm not confident at all going down the stretch. Godwin, I don't know. And when what's his name comes back, AB comes back, Jefferson, Addison's targets go down. He's not ripping balls out of cornerbacks' arms to catch touchdown passes. And James Cook's inconsistent. Wasn't that impressive with his team when we played, even though I lost.
My 9 spot, I got ZB here. I mean, he's got a good team. It's deep. He's got really actually good pieces on his bench too. It's just not. He doesn't really have a lot of top heavy talent. Not a lot of home run hitters. He was hoping Calvin Ridley would be. He was hoping James Cook would be. Those guys really haven't panned out. Mixon has been kind of weak too. Yeah, it's just not a lot of flashy talent, and he's averaging a 101 this year, and that's like, honestly, it's the lowest I've ever heard of a team that's in the playoffs in week 8. I mean, it's actually kind of impressive. Does he win GM of the year for that? I don't know. Does I mean like a rookie of the year? I mean, between it's a rough rookie class between him and Yaglu, so like I think he does win rookie of the year just because he's in the playoffs right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ZB at 9 for me. ZT, who's your 9 spot?
I will put my. This is hard actually, but I think I'll put Cobb at 9.
Wow.
I think I'll put Cobb at 9. Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
no respect.
I think I'll put Cobb at 9 there. No respect. I think I'll put Cobb at 9. I think there's a lot of upside with the squad, right? Like if Deshaun Watson ever, becomes a quarterback again, you're going to see Cooper. You have see spike weeks from Cooper, Javonte Williams. I mean, it hasn't been great, but you see his yards per carry the last 2 games, 5-yard carries. Like if he's like coming, that knee is getting healthier, And then Nico Collins also looks really cool. So I mean, Cobb has upside on his squad. So I'll go put Cobb at 9, even 2 and 5.
Cobb, who do you have at 9?
I have CT at 9, actually.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty nice. Get the goddamn board. Oh my god. Sorry.
You guys losing?
What?
You guys losing?
Down 2.
How much time left?
2 minutes.
They were just down by like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we were up by 11 like 3 times this game, and then blew up just like Celtics do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so ZT. Again, I mean, like another story of him having a lot of points against. Hopefully, he's technically moved up in my rankings, I think, but really great week last week, obviously, and that's higher than I think the teams below have scored all season. So obviously the potential's there. Got to shake out a few of those final depth spots. Hopefully Ramondre and Gibbs are starting to show up to what ZT would have thought they would be by now. So if that happens, ZT is going to be a team that is not going to be a cakewalk by any means. It could be one that gets in the playoffs. Obviously, this is a really big week. So whoever wins between me and him this week are definitely going up in their rankings for the Pancake King at least.
Tasia, who's your 9 spot?
I'm going ZT also. I just think when Montgomery comes back, Gibbs is going to go back to a smaller role. I think you need that pop on your team. Pittman's going to be inconsistent, I think, the rest of the year. He's complaining. Thanks.
No, shit. That's not good.
Stevenson, I mean, that offense is just so bad. No offense, Cobb. It's bad. So it's like
no offense taken.
if he can keep catching like 5-6 balls a game, I mean, at least he could salvage his weeks and give you like 12s, but you're just not getting that guy you wanted to go into the season with.
No. That sucked. That has sucked.
So
like
my
last
10th
year, Mondre had like 1,500 total yards, and this year it's like they punt on like 75% of possessions.
Mac Jones sucks.
And if you had like at least if Ramondre or Gibbs came through to be what they were supposed to be, at least one of those, and then the other guy like be just a complimentary like 10 or 11 guy, it would be like
Totally
acceptable.
fine.
Both of them can't like do that, and then you're good.
Right.
My 10th spot goes to Alex. The whole Joe Burrow trade was awful. Him tanking last year to have a team that's averaging 108 points a game, 108 points a game, dude. That's so bad. T. Higgins has been terrible. Dallas Goedert was an overdraft. his team sucks, dude. He's got no depth either. Yeah, I mean, this team. Luckily, there's 2 other teams that are worse than him in my book right now. This team could be easily a pancakes king, and I kind of hope he does get it somehow. And it's on the table too. I think he could easily get it. So yeah, Alex at 10 for me. ZT, who's your 10?
I think I'll put Tasia here.
Ooh.
I think I'll put Tasia here. Yeah, I'll put Tasia here with obviously some upside for him as well, just because he's got good depth. And, Adam Thielen hasn't shown yet that he's slowing down at all. So I'll put Tasia at 10th, but, tough road to climb at 2 and 5 for the 3 of us here, not named Marcus. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. Also, getting cut back is huge because just walks right back into a normal role, like no limitations at all. Here's a target, here's a target, here's a target, here's a target. So
it's crazy.
You got 107, so it's kind of a steal. I mean, you got after Joe Mixon.
I know. Idiots in this league, man. I'll tell you. Cobb, who's your 10th spot?
I have myself at 10. I think me and DT are right there. I'm putting myself below 1 just because I haven't shown the ceiling that he just did. So, again, I think I have a consistent team. It hasn't shown anything yet. I have good names, consistent, like low double digits, and that's not very fun. Other than, again, Hawkinson, ETN. I mean, Dave Byers is fun to watch, but he's not getting a ton of points really. So even him, it's just a bunch of mid-tier guys that has been a little bit of a struggle. So I have me at 10.
Taylor's your 10 spot.
Man, it's tough between these 2. I'm going to go Paul's team.
Wow.
I mean, we're not. Hold on. When we do this, are we talking about record too, or
it's everything?
Okay, so just who you'd want to face next week, who you are more scared by when you face them, better.
What do you think they're going to end at the end of the season? That's kind of how I look at it.
Oh, really? Shit. I'm sorry, I haven't been doing that. I just go by
Yeah, I mean, it's it'll.
Who I think just a more talented team.
Personal preference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Paul. We're factoring character into this. He should be 12, but we're sticking to just team for now. Just kidding, Paul. Hurts awesome. I'm a big Pacheco fan. I like that he had good weeks without scoring touchdowns. So I thought for a little while he's going to be touchdown dependent. But he also caught 6 and 4 balls. So you have to hope for a huge game catching, which I don't know how common that's going to be, or a touchdown from him. Lockett and DK. I mean, I have Geno on my bench in a couple leagues. I know how rough it's been, so that's not inspiring at all. And Sutton could be traded at every moment. And again, I'm a multiple Cortland Sutton fan, and he hasn't scratched my lineup in a lot of leagues, starting lineup in a lot of leagues.
Oof.
I mean, those are all 3 of his flexes, dude. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some blow up weeks. I mean, he got lucky. He also, but.
So my 11th spot, I have Yags. I mean, I don't have to say much about this team. He's got Rondale Moore in his lineup. Deontay Foreman, who's key. I mean, it's only a spot start. So, I mean, that's going to be done soon. Cam Akers. I mean, he's got Christian Watson on his bench. I'd probably put him in this week instead of Cam Akers. I don't know. Or
he may not play, though, right?
No, I thought Watson's ready to go.
Is he fine? He's still good?
Yeah. He logged full practice today. So, yeah, I would put him in over Rondale Moore if I was him. and you have to stack against Minnesota, so that's what he should be doing. But yeah, his team is not good. The Cam Akers, Deontay Foreman, Rondale Moore. I don't really need to say much more. He could be a 12 spot, but I have someone better for the 12 spot. ZT, who's your 11 spot?
I mean, I feel like the rounding out of the playoffs is just so bad that I counted 7 teams, and so now I got to like leave a team that probably should be in the Pancake King rankings out.
Yeah, I think I did that too.
Right? It's ugly, dude. I mean, I haven't said myself, so I'll put myself at 11. I mean, I can't justify putting myself in the top 6, sitting at 2 and 5. I can't justify that. If I beat Cobb, maybe, but I can't justify that right now. So I'll put myself at 11. Just because
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Like, it's rough. This is a rough. This is like there's a lot of parody, but it's not like, I don't feel like it's good parody. I feel like there's a lot of not great parody right now.
Yeah.
Bad.
Cobb, who you got at 11?
My 11 record wise, I should probably have them higher. I think it's just going to even out here soon. That's ZB. I power rankings wise, like how they usually, he probably should be a little high because he is getting the wins. And again, like he does have decent depth, but like what I think I have as far as like not having a high ceiling, I think that's just kind of like amplified a little bit with him. And it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to keep squeaking out wins. If he gets one more, I mean, he's sorry, not one more, like two more out of like within the next 4 weeks. Like that'd be wild. It's just performance wise, just 101 points a week. I can't really have him much higher, even though I should because of record wise. But again, I like a lot of pieces on his team. It's just until like Ridley shows up, until James Cook has been looking great. I just need to see more consistency there. Same with Waller. Addison's obviously awesome, but we'll see what happens when Justin Jefferson comes back. So I think there's a lot more question marks in this team.
Tasia, who's your Pancake King runner up?
Yeah, I'm gonna ZT on this one. I messed up in this whole ranking thing.
Not that hard, guys.
I'm doing it while watching the Celtics game, guys.
Yeah, you guys.
I hop back in on when you guys were at 7, right when you're starting the middle of it all. Okay, like I wasn't like I'm looking at the standings and doing it in my head right now.
Right, yeah, people think
I penalize myself for that. Put myself at 11. I'll do that. I like what ZT did.
I didn't like what ZT did.
I'm gonna do that too. He's a good guy, and I'm gonna follow his steps. It's been a rough year. Why I would want to put myself higher is because I'm like, it's not totally underperforming for me. Like I was without Cup screwed me, dude. I was like done with that, and Dak sucked. That's been a huge reason for it, but I just had really bad luck and a couple of bad starts where I was on the fence of starting the guy, and the other guy would have won me the game, and I just either overthought it or underthought it. Sucks, it really does.
All right, so that takes us to our Pancake King. Roll the video, baby.
You are the Pancake King, young and sweethearting fan of thieves. Ooh, see that boy, watch that taste, digging the Pancake King.
All right,
Love it, man.
no, I think it was ZT's first time hearing that.
It's been a couple times, but still,
Okay.
still keeps me.
It's the watch that taste that gets me every time.
Oh man. Well, we're right. Was it Black Whiskey when ZT didn't know when the real song came on? I was like, Pancake King. He had no idea what I was talking about, and that was only like 2 months ago. So, okay. So my Pancake King. If you watched the show today, you probably would make a guess who the Pancake King is based on the earlier segment. It's Paul. It's Paul. I mean, the guy has never won in this league, never won anything meaningful in this league before. He's been, I think, a top 3. I think the highest finish was a 3 seed going into the playoffs and was like a first round exit. Made the Jalen Hurts trade in the Devontae Smith stack. by the point he made that trade, Devontae Smith wasn't the guy, hadn't been the guy anymore since week 1 or week 2. I mean, since that trade, since week 2, his high scores at 12, 5, 12, 1, 7, 7. I mean, he's a third flex kind of guy. And he traded Keenan Allen, or he traded Herbert and some other good stuff. Ayuk, who was a running back he traded in that trade as well. Kyron Williams, future keeper. So, I mean, he really did the next guy to service. But you have Lockett, DK Metcalf, and JSN on the same team. I mean, you should this is a fantasy joke, dude. I mean, it's not the rules. It's not the other team's bum scoring. It's you. It's your bad ownership. And this team, if Paul's running it for the rest of the season or if the new guy's running it, this team's got a chance to not make the playoffs. Like a big time with the way that team is going right now. Yeah, it's not good for Paul. It's probably one of the worst overall teams he's ever had as far as like the transactions he's made. Bad manager. And he wants to blame it on other things like the league, the format. That's on you, man. Sorry, man. You're the Pancake King this week. ZT.
Just this week?
Because it might be his last week. So, yeah, this week might be his first and last Pancake King ever.
Stale pancakes, dude.
Kind of sad.
Eat them.
ZT, who's your Pancake King, buddy?
I mean, I'll be boring. I'll say Yags because poor guy.
No.
But the pancake will taste good.
It's true.
The first 3.
Cobb, who's your Pancake King?
I thought they were going to go a little longer there. I'm also going to go Yags. Again, I don't know. It's probably a couple of weeks running now. He's still sitting in 8th place, has more points per week than a couple teams, which is crazy to me. I don't know. It's just the running back situation is rough. This bench situation is disgusting. I don't know when Justin Jefferson's supposed to come back. Is it still we still 2-3 weeks away? When he comes back, maybe he'll get out of it because, I mean, if Jordan Love looks awful, but if he somehow is adequate or Deshaun Watson becomes adequate, one of those guys becomes adequate, his teams, other than the running back, Devontae Adams, Kincaid is looking great, especially with Knox out.
Yeah.
And hold up. Okay, we won. Let's go. Jesus.
You saw the Hawks loss, right, Tasia?
Yeah.
The bet lost because of that.
But
Mine did.
Yeah. I tailed it.
You kill that one? Damn.
Go.
Cam Akers looked pretty decent, and if he can start working into a bigger workload and either equaling, that's the best option Yags has at running back, unless the Bears running backs stay out and Foreman can eat again. But his team, his starting lineup theoretically shouldn't look that bad in 2-3 weeks, but right now it's very rough. So I'm going to keep him at Pancake King, even though ZB they keep squeaking out wins, man. So wow. I love to see it too. So I hope it continues, but I don't see it happening.
Tasia, who's your Pancake King?
I'm not going to pile it on him. It's Yaglu. I mean, DJ Dallas is the top guy underneath the starters. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
All right. It's a very long.
I'm not going to. Yeah.
It's a very long.
Oh yeah. Let me say this before you do that, though. Don't show this. Don't show this video to the prospective new owner. Okay. It's not. This episode's not going to instill a lot of confidence. You slaughtered Paul's team. So I don't know if this guy's going to want to.
I slaughtered Paul's management. I didn't slaughter the team.
The management led to his team, so you can have a great team to be a bad manager. I mean,
it's true. It's true. Okay, so this is a very long episode, one of the longest ones we've ever had. But we had a Paul diatribe at the beginning of it. But yes, we're gonna go to the final topic where each of us paying homage to the late great Marcus Berry, giving some motivational advice to one owner in this league. So this is Barry's motivational squeeze.
This is why you're fucking holding back, and I'm tired of the BS.
All right. So my motivational squeeze this week is going to go to Barry's old roommate, Paul. Paul, in the other 11 leagues, whichever ones you can't, whichever ones you quit, for the ones you do stay in, I hope. Well, actually, the ones you haven't said you're giving your notice to yet, I hope you let them know that you're leaving leagues. You don't like the rules of their league. It can be very insulting to some people, and especially when they're all lies. Just say straight up, I'm getting out. I have way too many leagues. I paid $2,000 worth of buy-ins this year. I just want out. Just say that. Don't throw like bullshit at the wall. Because what we do on the show, we dissect it. We dissect the bullshit. We call it out, and then we go back and it's like, okay, what you said was stupid. And that's fine. Just for the next leagues you get out of, and if you haven't given your notice yet, make sure to say you're getting out because you're in 12 leagues, because 12 leagues is a ridiculous amount of leagues. And I'm in a lot. I thought I was in a lot, but 12 is just that's wild. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. $2,000 worth of binds. It's key that you're that big of a fantasy guy, and you would think that big of a fantasy guy would want to stay in a league like this. But whatever, to each his own, I guess. Yeah, like I said, there must be someone in the water in that Alexandria house. Barry quitting fantasy, now Paul's quitting fantasy, or at least to BL plus. But anyway, yeah, Paul, I wish you the best of luck if this is your last Cobb and Dash Show episode that you watch.
To each his own. Continue on with the rampage.
Oh, ZT.
Agree to disagree, but let's go back.
Yeah. ZT, who's your motivational squeeze for?
See you, Paul, on Thursday.
My motivational squeeze is going to go to our newlywed owner.
Oh, that's nice.
To Matt Hodge.
Wow.
He's been playing with fire for a while now. And I'm just starting to look at the back end of his roster. I'm starting to look at his future holdings, and I'm just thinking, is this the point where the foundation finally starts to come down? Has he been taking it for granted a little? Is he taking it for granted a little too much? I don't know. I don't know. He just got dominated by the worst team in the league at the time. He might be looking at starting Darius Slayton again, second straight week, and now next year he doesn't really have anything to with. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's got 4 rings. You can't take that away from him. But I'm going to stay focused. My message to him is to stay focused. Don't take it for granted, buddy.
This is a ZT's version of Max Kellerman saying Brady was falling off the cliff. Cobb, who's your motivational squeeze for this week?
I'm still gonna do them. Mine's also gonna be Paul, especially because this is what might be his last watch of the Cobb and Dash show, which is unfortunate. Obviously disappointed in what's gone down, but again, it's fantasy at the end of the day. Wish you the best with whatever leagues you decide to stick with. We'll obviously be playing ball and plenty of bowl games and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, wish you the best with the rest of your fantasy endeavors. And I guess this is also half to the new owner they're not going to see this part. But go get them, man. We got 2 new owners that are killing it right now. You got a lot to live up to. So good luck to whoever that might be, assuming they come on this year.
Yeah, agreed. Huh. Tasia, who's your motivational squeeze for?
Paulie boy. Again, it's like I don't want to lay it on. I mean, we've dedicated good. Paul, if you see this, that means you're out. It's like one of those tapes you leave behind. If you're listening to this, it means you're out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with quitting. You quit my other league, so I'm a repeat customer and for you, but just don't BS around some of the reasons, because I helped create some of those rules, and I'm one of those guys Marcus was describing when he says takes offense to it. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, it's whatever, dude. Like, maybe you were just trying to overthink it and be polite and give too many reasons, but yeah, just shorter. Keep it shorter and keep it better because they weren't valid. But whatever you decide, I got your back. I'll see you in basketball in a couple of weeks too.
Maybe he actually hasn't been going that often anymore.
No?
Maybe that's all, it's all Barry thing, dude.
Dude, what kind of wonky scoring do you have when you play basketball?
I don't know.
What would be the wonky scoring version of that? Like 4-pointers and shit, like from the back.
Yeah, like big 3 rules.
Hot spots on the
Alex
ground. You
St.
could play
Reals.
like a 4-pointer real fast.
Like
5-pointer.
put the painter's tape like a little above half court.
Yeah, that would be it. No, it'd be like a wonky tape. It'd be like tape is off on one side that you like shooting on or something.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh,
Oh man. But again, I want to echo what Cobb said. At the end of the day, this is fantasy. This is all love. We'll see you at basketball and bowl games. Hopefully, you come out to Baltimore. But maybe not after watching this video. Who knows?
2-hour-long episode.
No, in all seriousness, don't take offense to this at all. I mean, I hope he doesn't.
I hope not.
He's got a good sense of humor. He can be dry and he's got a good sense of humor. So he'll get the first hour and a half of this. The last
Definitely big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Definitely,
what's that?
definitely big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we could only hope that whoever the new owner might be is only half as active as Paul was.
Dude,
so.
totally. He's a good owner. That's part of the frustration is like you lose a good owner, dude. It sucks.
No, that's the big thing. Is the that's why I'm mad about it. If he was like a bad owner, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't have given a fucking 5 minutes to that. I would dog the owner and that's it. I'm kind of still going on this. I'm just kind of disappointed, but it also sucks because he's like I said, he's one of the last man that I know like just loves sports still. I mean, it's key. He didn't go to ball last night because he wanted to watch Game 7 of the Phils game. He's not even a Phillies fan. I mean, I know he went to college at Philadelphia, but he's not a Phils fan.
When you heard that initially, when he said it to you, were you like instant reaction? Or were you like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I did a party. You want to be like, when he brought it up to you, was that kind of it for you, period? Because like, you could, I guess you could have been like, sleep on it or like.
I said, wow, weak. And I was like, are you serious? I was not actually serious about Romeo Dobbs. I thought he was trying to do the anti-jigs back to me. And I even gave him more chance the next day. I was like, ooh, you're coming back. Like, I mean, his defender had a fucking 14 on Monday and he almost lost by 6. Yeah. But he doubled down on it and said it wouldn't have mattered, which I don't understand. But anyway, again, one of the longest episodes in the Cobb and Dash Show history. We set it to be one of the best episodes, and I think they were pretty good. There's a lot of good content, good material in here. One thing we didn't get was Stu's chug, and I'll be getting that tomorrow. Of course, Stu ducking out on punishments because he's a loser. Anyway. Yeah, weak. But all right, guys, that does it for us. We'll see you guys next week on the Cobb and Dash Show. We wish everyone a good luck this weekend, and hopefully the playoff that 4 to 6 range continues to be like 3 and 4, 3 and 5. Yeah, it's key. I like the 3-win teams being in the playoffs. But all right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Later.